What's up, fellow traders? It's Black Coffee Trader. Today is Thursday, January 22nd. We're back with a recap here for today. Had a green day, not without its difficulty, but I am quite happy with it. The biggest thing I'm really thrilled is I had another nice day on my take profit accounts. So my drawdown is back to, almost at $1,000 of drawdown. So I'm really happy with that. Obviously, the Lucid accounts are copy traded as well. Those accounts are pretty much at 1,000 in drawdown as well. So that's actually, those are over 1,000 in drawdown. Those are at 49,000. So yeah, I'm really happy to have those 7 accounts back into where, okay, now I feel pretty confident that we can hold on to these and we can push them and get them back above the 50,000 marker. And hopefully, eventually, one of these days, we can get a payout on some of these accounts. But anyway, yeah, it was a rough day on the Apex accounts. Up and down, managed to finish the day green. I was happy with that. I was done trading by about midday. This was the last trade right here. Actually, no, I think I had a gold trade. It was last trade. But yeah, on the take profit accounts, I had one and done. I had a nice break and retest short this morning as the NASDAQ broke the prior day high and this level that I've had marked here around the 25,660s, the 25,640s, this range right in here. As we broke this, obviously we had a lot of selling pressure this morning. As we broke that and we held below it, I took the short and got out as we neared this daily 50. Right here's the daily 50. At this same time frame, the ES was bouncing off of, let me zoom in here, it was bouncing off of this major level here. This was about the 69.22s, and this is the high that we have had over the last several days on ES. So that was right in here this morning, this area, well, right there. Really right there at that spot, if you can see that. That's where that hold was coming in. You can see that this was last week's, we were below that last week. We were kind of sloppy through that or in the overnight session. We pushed above it yesterday, but I really was looking for that area to hold. And as this trade, the NASDAQ trade started to come down to this level around the daily 50, I noticed that ES was in that area too. It took profit. Glad I did, because we really ended up reversing back to the upside on the NASDAQ, and that ended up with a nice, nice $200 trade on the take profit accounts and the Lucid accounts. So one and done there, happy with that. And then we flip to my Apex accounts. My first trade was not until almost 11:30, 12 o'clock. Yeah, 11:30. I was not happy or not confident in the move this morning. Today was a difficult day price action wise for me. Here's a trade setup that I was looking for. You guys know I like the break and retest of prior day, so I like to take the break and retest of PDH, PDL on the short side, but this was really sloppy, and I was not confident in it. Now, we did have a beautiful break and retest of VWAP, and I thought about taking it, but I was like, you know what? I've taken too many trades where the setup is just not perfect for what I want, and I'm just not going to take it. It would have worked, but the other part of this is while ES was sitting in this break and retest area of prior day high, and while it was a little bit sloppy here, if you go to NQ, the NASDAQ was holding below the prior day high. And so that little divergence is really what caused me to just sit out. So I basically sat out this entire morning session, and I didn't really take a trade until we got into that lunchtime hour. And the first one was on ES. I took a break and retest really of the daily 20. This is the daily 20. And I unfortunately got wick stopped. Got stopped to the wick there. Now, granted, we had a move higher and we were really wicky, and this was just a really whipsaw day. Really, the entire range on the markets, ES and NQ, when we came above this prior day high today, we really were, this was some pretty ugly price action for me. A lot of whippy candles, a lot of big moves up and down. So that ended up being a loss on all the Apex accounts. I think that was a $100 loss, I believe. Yep, $100. So I was red at that point, which is not that big of a deal. And then I flipped to, let me pull up those accounts here so we can see them. So here's the trades I took as we broke above the prior day high on NQ. This was the trades I was taking. Now, the mistake I made here is I was really looking at the daily 20. This purple dotted line here is the daily 20. I was really looking for a break and retest hold above the daily 20, and I kind of lost sight of the fact that we were break and retest above prior day high and also this level around the 2660. So that was a mistake on my part because I really had some nice entries here. We had some beautiful holds. We had a beautiful hold there. We had a beautiful hold here. And really what I should have done is as I got in here, I should have kept my stop down here and just looked for a bigger move. We didn't really get there. I was really targeting these entries here. I was really targeting these highs from the morning. We never got there. But I could have saved myself some damage. I did manage these trades okay. First one was a break and retest here, got out there, out on the runner right there. So it was a profitable trade, I think around $90 or so. I was just about green after that trade, but 4 of the accounts didn't copy. I think accounts 91 through 94, these accounts that are at $4, they did not copy in the morning session of this trade right here. So unfortunately, the other Apex accounts were almost green or green, and those 4 were still red from the ES trade. I took another long here, looking for break and retest. As we had the wick higher, the push higher, I moved my stop to break even, got stopped out. Jumped in again, looking for the same move to continue. That one there, I should have moved my stop to break even. I didn't do it, got stopped out, but ultimately, bigger picture, we were still holding above this prior day high. So I was a little too aggressive and too tight with my stops and what I was looking for there, and resulted in a red trade there, break-even trade. And then the last one was right here. I finally took the break and retest of the prior day high. As we continued to hold all through this level, I finally took it right there with the stop under PDH, and that ended up with a nice trade. Took the first profit target here at these highs. I think I got out there with like $45 on that one. I was just in with 2 contracts, and then took the last one off at the top. And really, I was just looking to get green on these accounts. So that's really where I ended that trade. Really kind of trading defensively in a sense. I wasn't really happy with the bigger mindset. I wasn't really looking for, hey, where can I get in? I was trying to protect the red that I had in the morning, and that was a little bit of a mistake maybe. But gold, on these other 4 accounts that hadn't copied in that morning trade or that second trade, these 4 accounts there, I took the break and retest. This is the all-time high break and retest on gold today. Took that and I just scalped it basically and got out of there, to get back into green. Hindsight, it looks kind of stupid. I really had no reason to get out of that trade. I was just, once I saw green, I closed the trade and got out of it. But I left a lot on the table. I mean, that was about a $90 trade, I believe. Yeah, $88. You double that right there's 160. We could have a $240 trade if we would have, let that trade run a little bit. So a little bit poor execution there. But anyway, I was just happy to be green on the Apex accounts. And hey, it's another green day, up 1,600. Let's take a look at TradeZella. So here's the report from today. Up 1,600, only 44% win rate. Obviously, it had several small losses. The good part is we had a nearly 2 to 1 average win to loss. Average win today was 115. Average loser was $63. We're still red on the week by $800. So if we have one good trade tomorrow on either take profit accounts or the Apex accounts, we should be able to have another green day and probably have a green week. I would love to get back to green on the week. So yeah. Monthly numbers, let's see where the month is at. This month, we're probably still red. Yeah, we're still red by $2,000. So should be able to get back on the month. 42% win rate. It is a little bit low. Average win to loss 1.28. Average winner is $90. Average loser 78 or 70. Would like to see that improve. And again, as I've been talking about, the couple big red days here, these are the problems that we need to remove. If we remove, 2 of those, we're very nicely profitable on the month. So anyway, I feel like trades have been going, trading as a whole has been going better. I just made some mistakes on some of these red days, and we got to get back on track. So as far as how the accounts are going this week, on the Apex accounts, we're still down about $240 per account, which is fine. The nice thing is on these other accounts, as I call them, the Lucid and the take profit accounts, we're up almost 600 on the week. So really, really, really happy with the execution there. And I've been really focused, obviously, on that. I did not want to lose these accounts. I think at one point on Monday, I think, if I remember correctly, my drawdown during the day, intraday, was down like almost just over $100. So we almost blew those accounts. And again, I've talked about it before, but the undoing was when I got these accounts originally, I traded them way too aggressively. I was trading them at like a 2-to-1 of my Apex accounts, and I happened to trade those on a couple days where I had some big red days on the Apex accounts, and it really destroyed the drawdown. So that was a learning lesson for me. Obviously, funded accounts for me going forward, we do not, I'm not trading them with any bigger size. If I'm copy trading, they're all copy traded the same. And if I want to be aggressive, I'm just going to look for more entries and more trades rather than putting more risk on the table. So anyway, but yeah, happy with today, happy to be green. Very much a whipsaw day. Kind of interesting how we had the sell-off, we struggled, and we really kind of trapped. If you let me just draw this out a little bit. So look at this area on the NQ, and then you look at this, and you really end up with trap buyers. Today we ended up with trap buyers above here, and I think that's really what happened here. We had this violent move and we retested, and I probably should have taken this, but I was pretty much over it today in the afternoon. I probably could have and should have, but I looked at it, I saw this move forming. That was an excellent short opportunity as we had fully trapped these long positions above the prior day high. Really ended up with some nice downside there, but we're really back down below. So I'm really curious to see how does this thing play out going forward. We're definitely in this range area. I talked about this the other day. We're definitely starting to get back up into this consolidation range area, which is probably a little difficult. The interesting thing is we're having some difficulty even getting up into that range. So I don't know what that means. Does that mean we're going to continue to roll over and we get more downside, or if we're going to find one of these days where we just kind of push through strong and get back above? So we'll see. I don't know. I absolutely don't know. But I do know that we got to trade what the market gives us and try to make the best judgment each and every day. So again, thanks you guys. Appreciate you following along. Thanks for supporting the channel. And until next time, take care and so long.